What's up, guys? Coming on here with another Houston Texans video. This video will be basically about the draft and who I think they're going to pick pretty much the first round, but I'll probably go in second, third, and there's other positions we probably should address. Draft's in 3 weeks, and the Texans really are all over the place with projections. People have them taking a cornerback, an outside linebacker, a receiver, but my thoughts are a little different than all the experts have said. So far in this off season we've signed a lot of guys that fill needs and guys that fill depth in a lot of our positions. Recently we re-signed Mallet, Kareem Jackson, and those are two big needs. Obviously we need quarterback and we need another corner, so it's good to see them get back. Derek Newton was a big re-sign, and then we signed guys like Cecil Shorts, Nate Washington, Vince Wilfork, just to name a few. And those are three guys, two receivers, and then a nose tackle that we could really need as well. And looking at the combine and looking at the draft, I see a lot of people saying that we should probably pick another corner, another outside linebacker, or maybe another receiver. The receiver thing, I think if we do pick a receiver, I think it'll be a little bit later. We already have DeAndre Hopkins. We signed Nate Washington, who can easily be a two. We signed Cecil Shorts, who could be a two. I think they'd probably put Washington at two and put Cecil Shorts in the slot. So then, or even at four, and then have Demarius Johnson be the three, or if we draft the three. So I don't think the first round would be necessary to draft the receiver. Corner, I could see us drafting a corner in the first round because Jonathan Joseph's contract's up at the end of the year. And then we just re-signed Kareem Jackson, and as we saw last year, neither of them could stay healthy. And then even our backups like Boye got hurt and stuff like that. So I could see them picking a corner, but first round, I think they maybe wait till the second round when it's where I think we could not like better value, but better value for the pick. I think there's a couple guys you pick in the later rounds that could easily be a number two or three corner. Um, so that I don't think that would be addressed in the first round. Outside linebacker, it's very interesting because we did let Brooks Reed go. We still have Whitney Merciless. We have Jadeveon Clowney. He is hurt still. Supposedly going to be back for training camp, so we still have him. But the wild card, I think the reason we might not draft an outside linebacker is from John Simon. He was a undrafted free agent last season. We picked him up. He played the last two games of the year, and he played pretty well. I think even if Clowney's not ready, I think he can easily play in the system. He went to Iowa State where Mike Vrabel, the outside linebacker or linebacker coach, coached the last few seasons before he came to Houston, and I think he can fit the system. I think he played well. I don't think not wasting, but picking another outside linebacker in the first round would make no sense because if we have Merciless and he does good, and then we re-sign Merciless, and Clowney comes back and plays very well, then why would we need another outside linebacker? I know it's depth and stuff, but do you need another first-round pick? I think this is kind of like what we did a few years ago when we picked Whitney Merciless. We had Barwin and we had Reed. We did let Barwin go, but Merciless was more of a rotational guy that never really amounted to much. Last season he had a pretty good year. I think if Clowney came back and other guys start playing better, I think he can thrive in the system because he won't be focused on. But I think at 16 you got to go best available, and honestly, I think they should pick Todd Gurley from Georgia. You guys can say what you want. We already have Arian Foster, Alfred Blue. But we saw this last season. We've seen it a couple of years. When we don't have a healthy running back and the running game's not going, the throwing and the offense just doesn't. The passing in this offense and the offense success just doesn't happen. I know we have Foster. I know we have Alfred Blue, but Foster was hurt last year a little bit. He was hurt the year before. He was hurt the year before that. He hasn't been healthy lately, so why not pick Todd Gurley? He is the best running back in the draft. If he was not injured last year, he would easily be a top 10 pick. He's, in my opinion, the best running back coming out of the draft since Adrian Peterson. This guy's fast. He runs like a 4.4. He's 225 pounds. He can break tackles. He can kick returns. He can do pretty much anything. And with Foster being healthy now, he doesn't have to start right away. And also, if he does come back and he's healthy and is a beast, we can just get rid of Foster eventually and then just have him Blue and be another salary we could save getting rid of Foster. I think even if Foster's healthy, Gurley would easily start over Blue. He could start on any team. He's a he's a beast. So I think him and Foster would be a great 1-2 punch. So teams would be more focused on the run, stopping the run, and it would help Hoyer or Mallett, whoever's starting at quarterback, to throw the ball and just get more time. Our problem in the last few seasons have been they stop the run, so they're just going to bring pressure on the quarterback, and then mistakes happen. They get sacked, or they just force throws into a pick. So I think they have to go with Todd Gurley. I wouldn't even be mad if they got Melvin Gordon, but I think Gurley's better than him. So that's my thoughts in the first round. Second round, I say pick a corner. One of the kids from Florida State would be fine. Ronald Darby or P.J. Williams. One of them should be there in the second round. If not, even pick a receiver. There's a few receivers they could pick. I know I said we already have Nate Washington, Cecil Shorts, but Nate Washington's pretty old, and Shorts has had some injury issues over the years. So I think like a Philip Dorsett or Sammy Coates would be great in the second round. Two speedsters that could open the field up for whoever's throwing the ball. Third round, I'd say you could look at a corner, probably Quentin Rollins from Miami of Ohio. He's They said he could probably turn into a safety, but yeah, he could even turn a safety for us because Swearinger's not the greatest cover. He can tackle, but when we need someone to cover, we probably need him. We signed Raheem Moore, and he's pretty good on the other side. And then I don't know if he's still in contract, but I wouldn't be shocked if they re-signed Danielle Manning because he's just a good coverage guy. So that's the third round. Then fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, gotta look an inside linebacker. That's just depth. We're not really looking for well, if they can start, why not? But that's more depth because Cushion's been hurt. Muhammad got hurt a little last year. Tuggle really hasn't really made the transition that we needed him to be. Probably use another D end for a rotational guy. Pagan played pretty good as a rotational guy last year. We have Crick, he's done better than people expected he was going to do. And besides them, though, and Pagan, Timmy Jameson's not bad either, actually. So maybe we don't really need DN depth, but offensive line would be another depth thing you look at, and another safety would be good. I don't think this team has as many holes as we think we do. I think we've covered them up a little bit, but all this season will basically be good or not is how good the quarterback position is. I think I trust Hoyer a little bit more than Mallett. Hoyer was on a pretty bad Cleveland Brown team that had no legit weapons besides Josh Gordon, but he was hurt most of the season. So was Jordan Cameron. And I think he can manage the game better. He won't throw as many picks. He's way more accurate than Mallett. Mallett does have a bigger arm, but you need to make passes. You don't need to throw bombs every time. We've seen that his bombs. He threw a couple picks last year just on bombs. So I think Hoyer was going to start. Got a better deal, and I think Mallett still has few years to mature and learn the system. So I wouldn't be shocked game one. I don't know who we're playing yet. I wish they were announced schedule already, but they haven't. I could see number 7 trotting on the field for the Texans. Any comments you guys have, leave it on the bottom. But besides that, let's go Texans.